just in case you were concerned that things were going to get more professional around here, don't worry, they're not. I broke my tripod. I was gifted a camera from my parents, and I can't get my microphone to hook up to it. Also, I broke my tripod, so I can't even set up the camera. So we're doing this on an old iPhone with a microphone literally plugged in with a cord like a pilgrim. A pilgrim from the early 2000s. But that's where we are, and that's where we've always been. So if you're new here, we just kind of wing it, and things are not professional. They don't look good. I decided to put makeup on, but that's really a rare treat for you. Normally, I look like something the cat coughed up. It's just how we do things here, because I am a real human being running real businesses, taking care of a real house with real children and a husband, and that's just how I do it. And my biggest obstacle generally to getting videos made and done is putting myself together and hooking up all my equipment and sitting down and doing it. So we just take those obstacles out of the way. I don't care what I look like. You really shouldn't care what I look like. I'm here to entertain you and maybe teach you a couple things, and it shouldn't really matter whether or not I'm wearing mascara. Today I am. You're welcome. If you are new here, welcome to Rebel with a Plan. I hope you will subscribe. One of my goals for January is to reach 1,000 subscribers. Even if you never watch another video, it would super help me out if you would just click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. How many of your subscriptions do you actually go and watch? And I'm sure every notification on your phone is turned off, so it doesn't hurt anybody, but it really helps me. Now that the housekeeping is out of the way, it is planner lineup time. I know that a lot of people who are coming back to me were planner lovers, so we're starting off the new year with our new planners. I am in a bullet journal, and I have multiple journals that or multiple planners that I'm using, but as we get into it, hopefully you'll understand why I'm doing that. So let's just get into it. Let's see if we can actually film a top-down video so you can look at my planners. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So this is either going to be a really short video, or we're going to... Oh, dollars to donuts. That was a seamless and professional transition. I guarantee it. So listen, if you are new here, you are going to be tempted to leave comments saying things like, your voice sounds tinny, I can see your cords or your mounting rig, your lighting's bad, your camera's shaking. Yep, that's probably true. It's probably all true. I am making do with what I have, and that is all anyone can really be expected to do. To just do their best with what they have available to them. I have relaunched this channel I don't even know how many times, and we're just going with it. Like I said, we wing it here, and this is the third time I'm filming the flip through part of this. I am on a different iPhone because my other one wouldn't transfer the videos. So if I rush through this, I apologize. But as I was going through it, I realized it's January and I don't have a lot to show you anyway. So let's get into it. This is a traveler's notebook cover that came from Amazon. If I can find it, I will link it in the description box if you are interested in it. I can't remember if I mentioned in any of the parts I've already filmed that I do bullet journaling. So these are bullet journals, and these are the 3 main planners that I will be using in 2025. So let's get started. This is my ride or die everyday bullet journal. I have my 2025 and 2026 yearly overview. I have my future log. I have a quote about time. This is a future log for anything past December of 2025. This is my television watching tracker. I print one of these out every year, and I never keep up with it, even though I do watch the same shows over and over again. The little dopamine gremlin in my brain loves the idea that not only will I get a dopamine hit from watching these shows, but I will also get an extra dopamine hit from coloring in the little boxes that shows I have completed a task. See, I bet my camera just shook. Go ahead and tell me in the comments, because every comment pushes my video out to new people, and maybe they want to see people with a shaky camera and crazy set up. I don't know. I don't know what people want. Anyway, so this is my television tracker, and I rewatch the same shows over and over again. And because I have ADHD, I always have to have noise in the background. And so I tend to pick television shows that I have seen a million times, so I don't actually have to pay attention. I can just have that comfort of revisiting old friends from shows like House or The West Wing or Madam Secretary or Criminal Minds. These are always on the same page because these are the 4 shows that without fail I will rewatch in their entirety at least once a year. Now that's not to say I necessarily will rewatch all of these shows, but if I do, I can color in a checkbox and, like I said, feed the dopamine gremlin. I also have 4 new to me shows because these shows are old as heck. But they are new to me, and if I were to decide to watch something new, it would be Modern Family, Monk, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and White Collar, because they are things I've always been interested in watching and have just never gotten around to. So I put them in here. Who knows if I will even get around to it, or if I will color them in. Doesn't matter. And then I have my reading log. So I love the people who draw these little bookshelves in and then write the title of the books and color them in and make it all cute and aesthetic. We know that aesthetic is not my brand. And this is an A5, so it's small, and there's no way I'm going to be able to write neatly and small enough to get titles in here. So I just added reading logs so that I can keep track of the titles and the authors and when I read them and stuff, and then I can just color these in as I read books. I will read more books than this, and if I'm feeling it, I'll just add another bookshelf later in the journal, or I won't. I don't know. Then I have a letter to myself, and I have my goals. I am going to do a more in-depth video about my goals, about goal setting, achieving your goals, as well as a video on my various income streams and what I do for a living. So I'm not going to go into a deep dive here, but these are my goals so that I can easily reference them and refer to them. And then we get into the actual month of January. And I have my habits here, my morning routine, my evening routine, and my goals for this month. And then I am going to pause here and show you my made up face so we can talk about habits. Okay, so I started going on this whole tirade about 75 hard, and I figured I better do this to the camera. So I really considered doing 75 hard starting January 1st. But there are a couple reasons I decided not to do that. And if you are unfamiliar with 75 hard, we'll just run through it real quick. It is a list of bro challenges that you do for 75 days straight, and it includes things like drinking a gallon of water and working out twice a day and reading 10 pages of a nonfiction book. And it's very restrictive by design because it is supposed to be a thing where you prove to yourself that you can do hard things. Yes, you work out twice a day, but it's not a physical challenge. It is a mental toughness challenge. And this works great for some people. It's like a hard reset after maybe a really lax time in your life, or if things are spiraling out of control and you need to do something to gain some kind of control that is not destructive, this could be really good for you. But the thing is, I already know that I can do hard things. I do hard things all the time. I don't need mental toughness. What I need are habits that I stick to. What I need is a shift, not in my toughness, but in the way that I think, in the way that I take care of myself. So yes, I need to exercise more, but I also train for a marathon every year. I have yet to run the marathon. Something always seems to come up. I get hurt, I get lazy, whatever, something comes up and I don't run the marathon. Once again this year, I am saying to myself, I am going to run a marathon. So starting in April, I will already be working out plenty. I don't need 75 hard to kickstart me into that. That's fine. Plus, one of the workouts that you do every day has to be outside. And I live in Michigan. So starting an outdoor workout plan during the 75 least predictable weather days that the state has, that's just unsafe That's not going to happen. So we're not doing 75 hard. We are implementing healthy habits that I will do all year long, hopefully forever. So I don't need things that I'm just going to do for 75 days to prove that, I can do them. I could do them. I know that I could do them. I don't need to prove that to myself, and I certainly don't need to prove it to strangers on the internet. So I had all this stuff set up for 75 hard, and then I just ditched all of it because that is not how I want to live my life. I don't want to live my life as a series of challenges. Enough of that stuff gets thrown at me day to day anyway. I don't need to invent ways to make my life harder. I need to find ways to make my life better. So instead of doing 75 hard challenge, I am working on habits that I know will help me in the long run to be a better version of myself. So that's where we are. And we're going to get back to the planner. Okay, and now back to the planner. Hope that was fun for you. And then this is my weekly spread. So there's only a couple different spreads that I do that I will draw out. And this is one of my favorite ones. So I will put home tasks on this side. And again, there will be a video coming about how I break down my household tasks into a routine to make sure everything's getting done correctly every week. And then my career stuff will go on this side. Since this is a weird kind of holiday week, that in between time between Christmas and New Year's, obviously I am working because I'm filming a video just like I promised I would, and I'm so proud of myself for getting this done. Even if it's a little wonky, whatever, it's getting done. I haven't filled in anything. And then over here I like to just make like a running task list of things that need to get done, and then I will dump them into whatever day I'm going to do them. And then I have my weekly habit tracker, which I will go back and fill in for the month. Sometimes I like to track things in two places. And this is the meal plan for the week. And since it is the first week of January, that is it for my main bullet journal. Moving right along, this is my Commonplace Notebook. So it's not really a planner. It's kind of a catch-all. It is there. Okay. I can do a full video on Commonplace Notebooks on what they are, how they work, why they're amazing, or you can Google it. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to do an in-depth Commonplace Notebook video in my weird, irreverent way, or if you would prefer to watch a beautiful, aesthetic, pleasing video from someone else. I don't care. We can do it however you want to do it. But this is my Commonplace Notebook, and it is just literally a catch-all for random things that I want to keep track of. I do a lot of writing notes in here. I am an author. If you don't know that, if you're new, I am a romance author. Dakota Rebel, find me on Amazon. So I do use this as a writing notebook. I make, obviously plot notes, and I keep pictures and random things in here regarding my books. But I also will make notes from books that I've read, little excerpts that I want to remember, different things I find on the internet. And yeah, I can do all this digitally, but there is just something so soothing about handwriting things out, about using up stickers and washi tape and, even printing pretty things out. And it's just, how many times can I say and? I bet a lot. So yeah, this is just my Commonplace Notebook, and I keep all kinds of random stuff in here that I can go back and reference. It gets it out of my head. It's kind of like a brain dump, but a little bit more organized for me. And I do have, do I though? I thought I do. I have like little color-coded stickers so that I can remember, just as I'm flipping through, oh, that's a quote from a book, or that has to do with whatever. I'm really bad at keeping up with that. Color, everyone's shocked about that, about me being bad at keeping up with something. So yeah, that is my Commonplace, and that stays with me at all times as well. And then this year, this is new, and I wasn't even sure I was going to do it because I like to keep all of my tasks together, so I don't forget to do things. I wasn't going to do a dedicated YouTube notebook. But I really want this to work this time. I have so much information and knowledge in my old lady brain. Things that I know could help other people. And I like to think that I'm funny and also very humble. So I want this YouTube channel to work, and not just in a, I want to make money from YouTube. Of course, that would be lovely. But I want to be the kind of person that shows up for you, whether I'm making 12 cents or not. You know, I want to be able to share the things that I've learned over the years. And I know things. I know how to make things work. Even this crazy setup that I managed to cobble together today, like, I get things done. And I want to be able to share that knowledge and that know-how and that drive with you guys. So all that to say, I made a dedicated YouTube planner. And I don't know why I rambled on about that, except I'm a rambling man. So I have a monthly calendar, and then I've started outlining a future video. And that's all I have in there. So it's amazing that this video has dragged on as long as it has, because really I don't have that much to show you. But that, my darling, darling friends, is my 2025 planner lineup. I have one more thing to show you super quick, and that is my meal planner. This lives in the kitchen, and it's just an A5 notebook that I got from Amazon, and I printed out calendars and glued them in because I was too lazy to draw them all out. It's just easier for me. So we're going to flip through this real quick, and then I'm going to let you get back on with your day. So in the very front, I printed out all of our standard dinners, our favorite things, the things that we eat on a regular basis, to ensure that we're not eating the same thing every single week. I just like to have a list of all the different options that we have that I could think about making. And then I go into, and I'm going to do a video on meal planning. I think I have one already too, but I'm going to do a refresh video, because I shop based on what's on sale, and then I can just write it out. The boys can go into it and see what's for dinner this week. And for the most part, I mean, I really kept up with it. So yeah, and so this has enough pages that I'm able to get all of 2024 and 2025 into it. And then in the back, I printed out the recipes I refer to most, the things that I make the most. Anyway, the recipes that I need to have at hand, I keep in the back, and this just sits in my kitchen, and everybody always knows what's for dinner. I have access to the main recipes that I need to use without having to pull it up on my phone or pull out a cookbook or whatever. Everything is in this little planner. And that's that.